Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the vlog. Welcome to the new week. Welcome to a brand new Dinker Bag episode. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit of Discraft. Let's get into it. This is going to be a fun episode. We got the Discraft wall. And I'm going to be including some DGA because we don't have a whole ton of DGA and you can't make a whole lineup out of what we've got. But it kind of falls under the umbrella of Discraft, so we're going to be doing it. Sticking around 10 to 12 discs today. It's going to be a fun one. As always, we're going to start with the putters. I'm not really sure here. I used to putt with a Luna. I really enjoyed it. I like how these Roaches feel. They're a tiny bit shallower than the Lunas. Roach and the Luna kind of are similar. I'm not really sure what the biggest difference is. I like the feel of both, honestly. But since I like the look of these Roaches better, I think I'm going to go with the Roaches. So I actually think I'm going to only put one putter in the bag today just so we can fit as many of these molds as possible because I know I'm going to want to put a bunch in there. So only one's going in. This next one I know I want in my bag because I throw a Deputy sometimes and the Fierce is very similar to a Deputy. Easy soft approaches, easy long jump putts. This thing is super glidey, a little flippier, so if I put some power into it, it's gonna have some nice turn to it, but also similar feel to the Luna and the Roach, but this one's gonna be flippier and glidier. This being similar to a Deputy, I assume it's a very fun disc to throw. This one's going in. All right, approach disc. I think this next one's a must-have for all Discraft throwers. Everyone knows it's a zone. I'm just gonna grab this first one here. Memorial Glow Zone. A little puddled to it. Nice overstability, not much glide. Just your reliable approach disc. Zone has always been a staple in my personal bag. Zone was pretty much the OG approach disc, overstable, so the Zone definitely needs to go in. Kicking it up pretty quick here to the mids. I think I know that I want a Buzz SS. I need to decide between the Z plastic and the ESP plastic though. The Z plastic's a little bit stiffer, which I like, especially for this heat, you know. And I really enjoy how the Buzz SS feels. It's similar to a Buzz, but from what I've seen from people throwing the Buzz SS, it has a nice little flip up. Most of the time, they're not too understable. They're just a very good, straight, easy, controllable mid, whereas the Buzz is, you get torque on it a little bit, and that's how you get the straight flight. The Buzz SS just has a very effortless, straight flight, so this one's going in. Next one going in, it's definitely got to be the Buzz. I'm just going to grab this first one here. This one is absolutely gorgeous. This purple ESP Paul Macbeth Buzz. Everyone knows how a Buzz flies. It's the best mid ever to be made besides the Supra by Finish Line Discs. The Buzz just has that nice straight to slightly overstable flight out of the box, which makes it a really good flyer. And it's a really good disc for beginners too. I've been throwing it since I started playing disc golf, and it's been in and out of my personal bag, but it was ultimately replaced by the Supra. But if I'm throwing Discraft, I'm absolutely throwing the Buzz. This next mold, we're going to put a third mid into the bag, and that's because I've thrown this disc before, and I really enjoyed the feel of it. And that's the DGA Quake. Quake is an overstable mid. You can put all the torque in the world into it, and it's pretty much always going to have that overstable finish. Not quite as overstable as like a Justice, more so like a Verdict or an MD4. You can count on the Quake not having too much turn. It's going to hold straight if you throw it super hard. It's going to have that fade very consistently. I can trust this one out on Anheuser, and I know it's not going to burn over too much, and it's always going to have that fade pretty much no matter what angle, which is good for the wind especially, so Quake is going in for sure. All right, now I'm kicking it up to a fairway, probably a straighter fairway, and I'm not entirely sure what I want to do here. I haven't thrown many Discraft fairways, but I think it's going to end up being a stalker. I don't hate the way that the stalker feels. It feels pretty good. 7.5, -1.2. This one's actually kind of cool. This one seems like it's going to be that nice FD-like disc. little hyzer flip maybe, hold pretty much any line that I put it on, which is what I'm looking for in a straight fairway like this. So I think Stalker is going to be one that I'm trying out. And then straight from the Stalker, I'm going to overstable 9-speed. I've wanted to try this disc out ever since it came out recently, the DGA Avalanche. This is your overstable 9-speed. Look at the profile on this thing. Super flat, and the swirls, absolutely unreal. This plastic and this profile just feels super good. Huge flexes, side arms. All my bags have an overstable 9-speed slot in there, and this time it's going to be the Avalanche. Next disc, I'm going to go to a mold that I have thrown many times. It's going to be the Onyx next. Best way to describe an Onyx, it's a 10-speed. The one I had was very glidey and slightly overstable. I could punch it out on a hyzer, and it'll actually have a little bit of flip up, but it's always going to have that fade. Whereas a new Onyx out of the box, I think is going to be a little bit more overstable than that. So kind of punch it flat, and it's going to have that fade, but eventually it'll beat into that nice sweet spot. Either way, Onyx is a great disc. All right, we're going to the top row here. We're up to the distance drivers. I'm thinking the first distance driver I want to put in my bag is the Scorch. Probably a Z Scorch. This one's going to be a little flippier. I might be throwing this one for rollers, big flip up backhands. Scorch feels really good. It's an 11-speed. It's a comfortable sized rim to hold. I'm interested to try out the Scorch. Next mold I think is an obvious one, a Nuke. We all know how far nukes go. We see Ezra, we see AB throwing these. It's a little bigger of a rim than I'm used to. It feels okay. It's not the worst, but you can just tell that it's going to fly super fast. I'm not 100% sure on the stabilities of these nukes, specifically the Ezra nukes, but this one feels really good. It looks really cool. Nuke, I think, will be the furthest flying disc of this bag, though, so this one's going in. Next disc I want to put in, I know it's going to be a Force. Force is a 12-speed, more comfortable sized rim. Pretty overstable, though, out of the box. And as these things beat in, I know that they kind of straighten out a little bit, but they hold that overstability over time, which makes it super, super fun to throw. I used to throw Force. And Forces, I think, are one of the more underrated overstable discs. This one specifically, super pretty. Discraft swirl game is almost unmatched. Force is a good one, has to go in. All right, we got one more disc to go in, and it's going to be the most overstable. We're headed over here to the Venom. This is going to be an interesting one because I've seen Venoms that are wildly overstable, and I've seen Venoms that are actually pretty straight. Like this one kind of feels like it's more on the straighter side, but it could also be wildly overstable. I'm not even sure. So overstable disc to combat the wind, huge skip shots. This one's not the farthest flying disc in the bag, but that's not what it's used for. It's meant to be that overstable disc, so that's going in. All right, let's go take a look. All right, and that's the Discraft bag. I think I have a little bit more than usual in here. Let's see, 1, 2, 12, 13 discs in this bag. It's a little bit more, but I had to get all the molds that I really wanted in there. So let's take a quick look. I'll run through them real quick. Roach, super good feeling putter, also sweet design. Fierce, a little flippier, but very glidey. Zone, that staple, overstable approach disc. Buzz SS, super easy straight flight. Throw it a little harder, is going to get some turn. Buzz, also very straight flight. If you throw it a little harder, out of the box, it's going to have that slight overstable finish. Quake, really good feeling mid-range. Torque on it, it's always going to be overstable. Stalker, very straight, 7-speed. It's going to hold pretty much any angle you put it on. Avalanche is that overstable 9-speed slot. Very flat. This one feels really good. Onyx is going to start out overstable. It's going to beat in to be very straight, very far flying 10-speed. Scorch, flippy 11-speed, maybe rollers, big hyzer flips, and big turnovers. Nuke, huge rim, very fast, bomber disc. Force, also a fast driver. Going to be overstable out of the box. It's going to beat in to straighten up a little bit, but always going to be overstable. Venom is absolute beef. Feels really good. Ultimate win fighter. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the Discraft part. Hope you enjoyed the hat. Hope you enjoyed the video. Go like, subscribe, comment what you want to see next. Thanks for watching. See you next time.